hour missing. So there you go.
I mean, I don't see
There's
anything
an hour gap
horribly
between
wrong
New
here.
York and Sydney. I got so confused then.
Ich erkläre es dir gerne. Wenn ich Kreis nach vorne, Simon Kretschmer drückt dann, das ist mehr so eine kreisförmige Bewegung als nach vorne. Und das heißt manchmal nach links, manchmal nach hinten, manchmal nach vorne. Wenn ich nichts drücken muss, ist die Chance, dass ich mache und eine Richtung drücke, die falsch ist. Sehr gering. Und dann verschließt er. Macht das den Counter für mich, als dass ich weniger Zuckungen mit dem linken Daumen vollführen muss.
Das ist sehr gut. Kommt uns das ja entgegen.
Das ist korrekt. Ab jetzt gibt es eigentlich keine Probleme mehr.
Jetzt kannst du aushalten.
Mensch, das hätte doch früher sagen müssen, einfach gedrückt halten. Nee, danke für die Info und beim nächsten Mal dann.
Ja, beim nächsten Mal ist ein offenes Feld zu entdecken. Ich freue mich sehr. Ist erledigt. Zack, nächster Engpass durchschritten. So, jetzt ist wieder hier offenes Tal. Das wird super. Also, nächstes Mal sind wir da. Progress. Und für den Moment sind wir alle happy. Der dumme Uhu ist tot und euch einen wunderschönen Nachmittag. Und dann sehen wir uns bald wieder.
Tschüss.
That's a 2-minute thing that we did.
Jetzt klappt der Gag nicht, weil nicht.
Josie, hallo, ich bin Josie.
Machen wir jetzt Game.
Between the two markets, between New York and Aussie.
Ich bin dezent verwirrt.
Wir alle.
Schönen guten Abend und herzlich willkommen da draußen. Schönen guten Abend hier im Studio Sandro, Chiara, Fabian. Zu einer weiteren wunderbaren Ausgabe von Game Talk, dem Premium Talking Format, das 18:30 auf Rocket Beans läuft alle 2 Wochen.
Ich komme mir vor, als wäre es E3 All-Over-Again, weil wir 4 wieder hier sitzen jetzt, weil nämlich unsere Leute mit Ausnahme von Simon, ich bin ganz überrascht, dass er eben noch für das Sekiro aufgetaucht ist, sind die noch gar nicht wieder zurück oder kommen heute erst wieder an. Das heißt, wir werden heute noch nicht so viel Sinnes über das Spiel erzählen. Aber wir sind da und wir haben auch schöne Themen und ich habe gehört, dass wir in der Sendung, damit wir es nicht wieder hinten lassen, André, du warst nett, dass das C3-Spiel aufgelöst.
Exakt, da gucken wir uns mal an, was denn jetzt alles haben, was richtig war, was falsch war und wer davon gewonnen hat. Ich weiß
Nicht gewonnen haben.
ja, genau, ich weiß nicht, weil ich habe zwar die Auswertung gemacht, aber ich habe noch nicht zusammengezählt. Also ich bin...
Die Augen sehen ja richtig schlecht.
Ja, waren wir auch. Vielleicht lassen wir es doch runterfallen.
Das ist ein richtiges Spreadsheet gemacht.
Das hatte, glaube ich, schon vorher jemand für das Tischspiel.
Also Jens und ich hatten ja diese Zusammenfassung gemacht und jetzt halt eben die Auswertung.
Mehr Aufwand im Tippspiel als in manchen Sendungen.
Ja, das stimmt. Ich erinnere mich nicht an irgendein Spreadsheet, was wir für Game Talk machen.
Wir werden natürlich das Tippspiel nochmal konkret ansprechen. Wir wollen das jetzt auch hier nicht zur E3-Recap-Sendung kommen lassen. Ein bisschen werden wir es wahrscheinlich noch ansprechen hier und da. Allerdings, wir haben ja mehr als genug, gerade auch in der Runde und in verschiedenen Ausführungen hier über die E3 gequatscht. Es gibt ja aber auch noch mehr, über das man reden kann. No? Habt ihr ein paar konkrete Themen mitgebracht, oder wollen wir mal rumgehen und schauen, was wir alles gespielt haben, Verschiedenes?
Also wir können später gerne noch über ein paar News sprechen, die im Zuge der E3 oder auch zu anderen Dingen rauskamen im Nachhinein, aber mich würde interessieren, was ihr dann zuletzt gespielt habt.
Two up from there and 1 down.
Jo, lidt. Men det var også rigtig nok, at det gør det.
So let's make an array here. What colors? We have four grid levels.
Quanto tempo que eu dormi, mãe?
Okay, and
Ah,
let's
tá.
say
Queria saber.
we can edit this in real time, and so we can
Deu.
play with this. So we
Eu
start
também
with
acho.
grid size. So the min grid size, I don't know.
Den kan jeg bedre lide.
This should be. Can I just say it should be?
Det er super.
That. And we'll make the next
Hvor
one be white,
den anden
right? We
poison
want it
break.
white. With that one. What are you complaining about? How can you not have a constant value? Can't this be a const expert?
Ingen anden.
Can't that one be a const expert too?
Den er nok ud og flyve en lille runde.
Maybe. Can this be? Is this not const expert? No.
Fandt den.
Var den taget ud og flyve en tur?
Can I do that? What's gonna happen when I
Nej,
do
den er
that?
bare stillet sig over til det
Can I
andet
do
område.
that and that
Det
too?
gamle område.
Maybe I should do it
Det
that
passer
way.
ikke. Passer det
Since
så
I
også,
don't
men
follow
nu passer
my-
det ikke helt med...
All of these really should be const experts.
Good question, Google
And
it.
that one, and that one. And that one? No, that one can't really be... Actually, neither can that one. Well, that one can. No, that one can't.
Sådan der, tror jeg, det passer med en masse.
Nope, this one can't, that one can't.
Oh,
Standard functions there. These should all be okay.
Kan du komme igennem?
Why are you complaining?
Spørgsmålet, om vi ikke skal tage en gate i stedet. Ikke så meget.
Okay, so this maybe
Graven i
can
høj-
be,
højeste gate.
and maybe this one
Det der...
Det passer bedre.
I mean, I don't see why not. Is this a const expert? See, none of these are const expert. That's the problem with that. I mean, it's not like it really matters.
Her passer højden i det mindste.
It's not like
Det
it
er også det.
really
Jeg tror også
matters.
bare, vi laver den lige høj.
Okay, that's actually the wrong. No, that's right. So this is half grid size. This is grid size. This is grid size times 2. I don't want to do blue. I want to do like. Well, what was this doing? 'Cause I kind of like the way this looked.
Vi har ikke meget sten.
So we start with alpha at 50%. So this was 50%, and then this was 0.55 times whatever this was.
Så tager det lige...
So it was like 0.25.
runde.
Det må du meget gerne.
But I'm gonna hand tweak some of
Bare
these.
alt det med
So
tak.
this would have been 0.5 times 0.75, so it would have been like a full alpha. I don't know. This one of them was squared though. Oh, they were all an alpha.
Har du
of one.
taget jern og metal ud af den, eller hvad?
Jeg er ude af...
That's easy. So we're just tweaking colors.
Fuldt det bare.
Hey Siri.
Det var ikke sidst.
I'm guessing. I really don't know what these were.
Okay, your 5 o'clock alarm is now on.
I was not really super attached to them either. So this is going to not, let's see. Color num is 0. Color num plus. And then we'll just do GL color grid colors. So we really can't go more than what we were doing here. Okay, now hopefully editing continue will let us just tweak these. Although I have a feeling this is one of the things you can't do with that. Hi Nikita, what's going on? I recall reading somewhere that the underscore T suffix is reserved for POSIX standards, which is pretty Is it? I mean, I don't use POSIX stuff. Was this the song from that Spider-Man movie? Yes, it was, I think. I like that song, actually. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat knows if the _T suffix is reserved from POSIX. So _T, for the old school among us here, go look at John Carmack's _T is basically in this. I don't know if he started that, but I mean, I grew up like on John Carmack. So, you know, a lot of the stuff that I do is sort of basically follows in the and so _T, at least in C, meant that it was a type def. In old school, like some of the older code, it was a type def. So now, I mean, we're in C++, that doesn't really make sense so much, but what we use the _T for, it means that basically, if you know what a pod type is, or a plain old data type is, we can, anything that's _T, it's just by convention. So if you have a type that's _T, we know that we can mem set it safely. It can have methods on it, and it can have types in it, but basically, like the rules in our code base is you can mem set it. Does not need to have a constructor. Well, no, I don't even know if we. I think it just, for us, it really just means it's a blittable type, and it can be zeroed safely. So we use that because you know, it's in a lot of cases it's faster to just mem copy stuff around, or zero it and know you're in a good state. So yeah, trivially copyable. If you know what a blittable type is from C#, it's kind of like that.
Oh, 0 bytes. Why it's not downloading?
I like that name, Several Ducks. And then, are you using some GL loader? No.
Matter.c2.cc
actually,
app,
you know, and this is a Carmack example. Our OpenGL backend is in a project called RefGL, and ref means refresh. Refresh is an old school term. You know, back on a PC compatible, you used to actually have like a vertical refresh, right? You still have a vertical refresh, but we don't program against those anymore. But generally, like, your refresh in an old school game was like when you would actually refresh the screen. So that's a term that's carried over from a long time ago. So we have this thing called RefGL, which is our backend for OpenGL. We'll have a ref DX11 for PC, which I haven't written yet.
Interesting.
OpenGL loader goes.
It's not downloading correctly.
Our own thing. So we have this thing. We just use macros. So you write your stuff in this table, right? You can require extensions. You can load extensions. And then this gets retargeted. So you can see a lot of this is commented out. We use a very small part of OpenGL for our backend. We do use
Matter 7. The Matter 7 is what?
For all of our stuff except for Apple, which is crap and doesn't support
No, it's not
DSA,
working.
so we will probably have to write a minimum target
That's wrong.
for Apple.
This is fine.
So we use DSA if it's available. We require it on PC. And then most of this is all commented out. So basically, yeah, so we use this, right? 90% of our stuff goes through these calls.
Ah,
Anyway, there you go. So, yeah, I agree
nice shooting.
that it's super crap that they dropped it and went with metal because it makes.
Yes.
I mean, Mac is already a small target anyway, so it's debatable.
No.
Debatable
No.
whether or not. And it's not. It doesn't even matter if you use Unity or something else. If you do any,
The most traded forex pair.
really, if you do
More
anything
liquidity, the tighter
with
the
shaders
spread.
at all, you're gonna have problems at some point
Because
either
there's
on
more
Linux
orders.
or on Apple, and you're gonna need
There's
one
more
of
buy
them
and sell
to
orders
figure it
in
out.
there, so the orders aren't as far
They
apart.
do a good job. They try to abstract it in Unity. We have a similar thing. We have shaders. We don't write directly to GLSL or anything.
Ja, okay.
We have a translation system, but just things
Men hvor var den
just
henne?
can be different and don't
Jeg
work.
leder efter den der female, du snakkede om. Jeg kunne ikke finde female.
It's actually really annoying.
vi havde-
Actually,
vi
you
havde
spend a lot
snakket
of
lidt
time
om at
trying
gå
to
i
fix
gang
those kinds of
med-
problems, and you shouldn't have to.
Jeg har snakket lidt om at gå i gang med...
Nikito, like a
Oh.
V blank or an interrupt. I mean, yeah.
Nå,
So the only way you could actually draw without tearing,
Take the
back when
brokers
you
would.
could write directly to video memory was during the birth
Yeah,
of blank.
take the Woody and the brokers out of the equation. And the majority of people pay commission to enter into the market.
Okay.
Bro, I
So
see
let's
markets
get back
are making.
on track here. I
Gotta
easily
be
get
close
off
to,
on
well, I don't know,
like
tens of millions
tangents
a day,
talking about
maybe.
stuff.
Maybe. Just off fees. But then obviously it gets split into some IB accounts.
So this will
But
probably blow up
that
immediately,
turnover.
right? No, maybe. Maybe. No, okay, so
I wish people
I
would
got
stop
this
using acronyms.
wrong. And I got this wrong because I want to go the other way around.
det er sat. Det er
So
fandme
I
ærgerligt.
kind of wanna. I want to draw the grid.
Direct
I
market.
don't want that to work. Actually, no. What I do want to do.
That's what ECN is. No, then
What
I'll
is
be in
my
line
grid?
too.
I'm not even showing what the grid size is. I'm not even. What is my grid size? 1.
No, it is.
Really? Is it set to 1? Probably is set to 1. Grid size. Oh. Okay. I
Jeg
lied.
kommer tilbage med sten nu.
So the grid size, the grids that we show are actually. I lied. We don't try to go. We don't draw lower. We do draw higher. That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm back.
Som om at de her... De hænger lidt langt nede. Det kunne godt have været omvendt.
Keto 97, the only thing I know about Tarmac is that if I recall he likes Rust. I don't know. This is still not right. Don't worry about distracting me. I like talking. It's no problem. I like to answer questions people have. This looks
Oh
really
yeah, the
busy
colours
here.
new. The
Ja,
direct
min mægte
market
er sat mig glad.
I'm still drawing this half interval thing.
Er du tilbage nu, eller?
Jeg er ved at smide I herop.
Yeah,
So, you
that's
know
why
what
true
I'm
ECN
gonna
accounts
say.
are better than standard accounts. The spreads are
What I'm gonna
tighter.
tell Andy is that this doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you think about it.
Der har vi som sådan en sky.
I don't think this is gonna do what he wants it to do.
Og så trykker du, skriver du bare over i venstre side, skriver du bare stone.
Speak of the devil.
Så se, hvor der er sten henne, så kan du bare...
Nikito, yeah, I learned a bit about that writing on NES emulator. Wow.
Du ser det?
That's amazing. That's cool that you did that. Can you link to it? Yeah, so Rust, I don't know what his standpoint on Rust is. I've never heard his comments on it.
Rikke, det var også derfor, jeg ikke kunne finde ud af, hvor fint du var, og du havde lavet bassen. Så du snakkede om, at der var en drage i midten af din bass. Jeg kan ikke finde bassen.
Alright.
Alright, fair
Hey.
enough.
My weekend was good. I did. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, there was some well wishes, but we have busy weekends, so there's still a lot of cleaning. I'm sorry. Somebody in chat wrote an NES emulator. I feel compelled to check it out because I think that's awesome.
It is actually a good song.
No joke to write an NES emulator.
So that's what got it popularity on it. 571 million views.
So anyway, hi, sorry. Oh, me? No, this is the number of people that have starred this particular project.
Process there, but you were saying you don't think it's going to do what I think it's going to do? Is this with regards to coloring the grid in a particular manner?
Yeah, I didn't. So I'm looking at it now, and I'm realizing that making it basically, if it's white, there's
While everyone was making him go Rickroll and making him a joke, he was like, carry on,
the other grid,
carry on,
the
royalties,
other grid
carry on.
levels that are drawn,
You lose them.
you lose it, yeah.
Sure,
So
okay.
It makes more sense to make the stronger colors be the much wider ones.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
So was there something wrong with what I was doing? Like,
no, I think that I was referring to it. I rarely
Those are the two main things that we need to do for this, and then there's
other
also
than
hot
one tile.
Oh, you know what? Another thing
Those are pretty much the only grid
is
sizes I ever used. So I don't really need more colors than that. I don't need it to be. I don't think I need it to be as colorful as you have it. It's possible that in the future I might find a use for that, like for counting out large areas or something along those lines. But I don't think so.
okay.
Right. So. In that sense, I would just go with two colors, single tile and then half tile.
I liked it because I'm losing it here.
So this is if you are.
I don't know.
Okay,
when I
Google, flip
that
a
I
coin.
broke it, but I liked being able to go back and say, okay, this this area is like X number of chunks wide.
Did you hear it?
But
Oh, I see. So you could do it at a chunk. Yeah, I don't mind that if you want to do it at a chunk level.
that's what I thought I was doing. It's supposed to be doing.
Was that the heads I don't get in, tails
There's
I
no
do?
point in doing it to tile.
Oh,
It's just
right.
noise.
Let's put it on the back.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree that at white it's sort of
Yeah.
insane, but
Yeah, being
zoom
in it for a few
I
hours.
don't know. You can feel free to.
So I'm gonna do whatever your grid size is. I'll draw that, and then your grid size times 2.
Half tile.
Right. So if you're at a half tile, you'll get grid at half tile and full tile marks.
Oh, see, you've woken up then.
That makes sense.
Right. But if you're at one tile, I don't need a two
Closes in
tiles.
there and
I don't need a
goes-
separate color for two tile. I think it's just distraction.
It's easier to program it. so
Good man. Good to hear.
it just says your grid size and then grid size times 2.
I don't care that.
But I can table drive it so it doesn't do that. Or I can put some logic in there. Because you can kind of arbitrary. I can just make it. If your grid size is at 1 or higher, it just doesn't draw the double.
I don't know why we would.
You want to talk about any of the other notes that I put in there?
Yeah.
I think at this point it's saying that it's trying to.
Well, so I fixed the snap to grid.
Yeah, right. With like
Car's lava.
The car's lava. Did you try it where you've got multiple things?
So in this case, for me, it is getting proper. Although I think it's a little.
I found that it was causing the others that I selected to see. It's probably the same.
Yeah,
you have to unsnap them. Unsnap them.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah. There you go. Now deselect. Deselect.
I did.
Deselect entirely, and then okay, and then
So now
select.
You getting out of what? That take problems.
yeah, everything is okay. Although it doesn't snap the other ones to the grid. But like if
Hi,
you
Mom.
drag multiple ones, it just. I think this is working right. I just, you know, I kind of rushed through the grid stuff.
No, it looks great.
And then didn't really clean up some of the
Hard to
oddities.
know
So that's
what's wrong whenever you only see a small part of it.
so consistent sprite render. So I was looking.
Yeah, so like that still works.
I don't understand what the offset. I know you're adding an offset.
1, 2,
Yeah, so this is a
5, 6.
and I did feel like I probably needed to describe it. We have to think about what is the animation position for the door, meaning like where does it scale and rotate around.
So there's something wrong with your.
That might be different from its collision position, from where we want it to be registered to the grid. In the case of the door, we want it to be registered to the door, but we want it to rotate around its hinges. So the problem is right now that the pivot is what we use for rotation and position, and pivot essentially wherever the pivot is what gets centered onto the row position of the object, because that's what's used for rotation and scaling, right? Scale and rotate.
Okay.
Does that all make sense? So I was adding in an additional offset. Then
you basically want to that offset should offset the pivot. Offset
yeah, I don't
and
know
rotate
that.
the pivot.
Honestly, I don't know if it's the right approach here, but we do need. We're going to need 2 numbers. Assuming we are doing programmatic animation based upon rotation, then we need 2 numbers. Right? Because it's essentially we're kind of talking about a bone position in some senses, and that's kind of what the offset is. The offset is like the bone position, right?
Hey, Loco, how's it going? Haven't seen you for a
So
while.
yeah, obviously I beat my head on the wall on that for a while, and then I realized, the problem here is that it's not rendering the editor using the same code.
That's right. Okay, so let me just back up here. So in C game, the rendering, the primitive is fine where you pass in pivot. Like you can draw that.
Você acha, mãe?
You can compute an offset.
Se eu conseguir fazer o download.
C game, right? But you have an offset field.
It's totally possible for me to do this in C game, but I can't position it with any knowledge. You know, in the editor, I'd have to basically I'd have to switch back and forth to see.
No, we don't want to do that. We just want to get it so like you're getting. We want to get it working how it should work, and then make the editor manage what you're doing.
Na DEG não precisa de não torna o problema dele.
and you just happen to be sort of using the asset stuff in a very one-to-one way.
Oh, I see. So it's
My entity is never going to draw two sets of
nicotine into the cigarettes, and that means people are going to have to smoke twice as much.
Those are the
Right, and I'd love that, you know.
Se você vai baixar uma versão nova do Mac que não precisa nem senha, eu acho que é uma coisa absurda, entendeu?
I do think it's probably.
Tem que ser uma coisa bem bling para poder ter só direto, entendeu?
It's fine. I just want to make sure. I want to be able to make the editor work. So what I don't want you to have to do is write the code 2 times.
Right, I don't want that either.
Like, so whatever you end up doing in C game, I want to make the editor automatically. Well, I mean, there's going to be two places to draw these things anyway. I mean, there has to be, because the rendering pipeline is completely different.
Producing a components are
Well, right now the editor doesn't.
So I guess a good question is, yes, it does.
It does? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that added that.
But the offset won't. It won't, because it doesn't know. It doesn't know. So the question is, like, if you're doing a door, for example, what if it's a double hinge door, right? So that is two sprites. That is two sprites.
Here's a Mercedes Euro.
You mean you would have two door entities? That sounds like.
Não acho. Super inteligente me ouviu bom. O Bilguinho tá aí? Acho que ele fugiu já, mãe. Coitado. Ah, coitado do bicho.
In general, I like to leave things as a common things like one door explodes.
Tanta pressão.
You know?
Okay.
I don't really like.
Oh, you're studying baby pigs.
Large objects. I know in
That's
Monaco,
good.
large objects.
Baby pigs is a good place.
I never liked
Quando
them.
Oh,
você
shit, get the basics.
respeita a sua mente,
Gives you some information to try.
ó, já tô voltando ao normal, né?
Without a doubt.
That said,
Nem precisei deitar, porque eu preciso precisar deitar.
Right. That's what I was assuming. I mean, I would, unless you think that you're really going to be blowing up one of the doors, one of the door halves. But it's a single wide door.
I don't. I mean, frankly, I don't know. I don't know which way.
Até já liguei pra noite. Hoje eu tô, hein?
And you don't have to, you know, if you want to lock the double doors, you don't have to worry about somehow.
Ela tava meio mal-humorada? Não, tava super bem humorada. Que bom. O que ela falou que eu tava, que eu não tava animado? Ah, Tia Nene sabe como que é. Tia Nene também às vezes não quer falar com ninguém. Não quer ver a cara de ninguém.
If you were looking to do the
Ih, fique tranquilo.
side of trading, working with the corporation, then yes. But if you're looking to be
I mean, you
a
said a
trader
hinge door
yourself,
would be two entities, right? So.
Quando demitir, a gente não precisa enganar ninguém.
helps you
É,
understand
dá muita força, né?
algorithms work.
É verdade.
Yeah.
Agora começar com muito definitivo, não dá, né?
If
Não.
I were doing a double door, I would probably do it. I would probably only ever do double doors. I mean, I can imagine doing it, but I don't.
A casa está praticamente em ordem. Mas quem ficou quase uma semana fora?
So with the offset thing, what you're doing is you're setting the pivot to be on the hinge of the door, and then you're using the offset to shift that pivot point backwards towards the edge of the tile.
Right. So the pivot point is the UV coordinates of the center of where it wants to rotate or scale. Whereas the offset is, I suppose, the UV coordinates
A
of
gente tem que dar força pra gente
Men
ver. Né?
jeg tror, jeg vil logge på
center,
nu.
where the object exists in space. Now, it's possible that that's always going to be at the middle of the sprite.
Yeah, so I
But
think
it's nice to have the
does a
control
rest.
so if you
That's
want to
your
put the
problem.
door at the edge of the tile or something like that.
It's nice.
What you have to do
Yeah.
is rotate on at the edge of the cell, right? The edge of the tile.
So
You
if
have
you
to
do
open like you have to
structured binding,
at some point you have to place that
so
pivot
if
there.
we look at this,
We certainly need the pivot, right? I was just
this is my
musing for a second over whether or not we could hard code
that
the offset
we have a return
to just
type
be
of
the center of the sprite,
tuple
or
T
whether
star.
or not we need
So
that
this
to be
is
a
a
property.
pointer. These are pointers.
That's
So we have
settable property.
pointers of the components. And
And
then
it's probably it's better if it's a property.
Yeah,
Although
so if
imagine
we were to do
it would
something
be
like
We also get algorithms to predict the weather.
and have the return type,
Amazing.
or just do like
Is it an actual bathroom?
auto.
Raul Gillette, the best a man can get. Click, click, click. Raul. Oh god, I just got banned.
So this would be a tuple.
Well, it's been nice knowing you guys. Believe the VOD.
Make believe theory of
The best
I would
a man can
I mean, my
get.
suggestion I think is
Click,
to
click,
get
click.
that
These would be
Oh god, I just got banned.
offset functioning how you want it to in game, and then it's
It's been nice knowing you guys.
change
Believe the
the
VOD.
editor code. It's similar to C game.
I think you need a get
Okay.
typically,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
right? Isn't
Sure.
it something like this? I might
Because
be
what you're ultimately going to do, right? Because the
The-
render sprite, you basically give it
I
a
forget how
pivot
you get stuff
and
out
a
of
position.
tuple, but
Yeah.
anyways,
Right.
Your
we
offset's
can
going
get
to
it, and
modify
that would be
one of those.
returning a
yeah, and then
T
the offset
type.
actually does need to be
No,
rotated
the component
by.
and
We might actually have to be passing in two
you can
rotations.
change the icon. You know what I mean?
forget.
Right?
How do you
Do we have to
actually-
pass in two rotations?
Hacker, there's one thing to learn in the
Or,
trading
Right,
industry.
you
There is a
need-
massive
your entity might be
between the
rotated, and
different
then
ways
the
of
door might be
trading.
rotated on top of that.
Right, so it's like the bone
They're
rotation.
not very fast.
Oh, it is like that. Haha.
At the end of the
I
day,
was right.
all of the information gets used in the market. Technical analysis, price and fundamental analysis, and even all the variables
Well,
do the technical
assuming they're
analysis.
passing.
There is nothing wrong with using technical analysis to help you enter an exit trade.
Whatever you do is structured.
But if you
You
don't
mean in your
understand the
helper
structure of
function?
the market, you don't understand the fundamentals and what drives
The helper
direction,
function will
and what
ultimately
drives sentiment, that is where technical analysis fails. Because the support only acts as support in a bullish market.
So basically, like
That is going to
there's like a draw sprite.
Is
And it's why support
Something
spreads.
similar to this to the render sprite.
because it's making
drawing
a
in the
reference
editor.
to that.
No, in the editor, I mean.
Get
So
return
like
to
your
reference.
straw sprite utils does
Maybe
that,
that's what you need
and then it calls the render. It would make code that does the same kind of thing in editor, and then draw, and it calls the draw. The inputs are the same, but the problem is getting
In other words, use the same sort of
Okay, well, cool. Sounds like we are on the same page. Also, good morning, Nick and Jesse. Okay, great.
I see it sizzling.
Do you think that cycling through overlapping ending on left click is a good idea? If not, do you have an alternate idea?
No, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a little bit complicated if you're trying to like
Agreed
control click to
I don't
add,
know
like
exactly,
to select
sorry.
multiple ones and how
I'm
you
still very new to this.
want to do that.
Good point. Maybe we have a hotkey for cycling through the
Yeah,
one
I think
that
that
the one that you're hovering over. You can even make it something really.
I get away with it.
I was wondering maybe
Yeah,
when
so
you mouse
on Wix,
over
I think she does that a lot.
something and there's multiple ones, the tooltip should show multiple entities.
on
And
Wix,
maybe let you select the one
I think
from
a
the
little
list or something.
I'm not more helpful.
I don't know.
I'm still pretty new to this. If anyone else knows
It's
more
going to
about
be really
circuit
annoying, I
that
think.
come at this
you don't really
problem.
want to compete with and we're not trying to.
You know what you could do? Okay,
I mean, it
here's
makes
the
sense if you-
complicated
At
version.
this point, anyway, like
When you're
you say
hovering
that it's
over
in,
an entity,
but,
it shows you a list
må vi hellere få
if you
skiftet.
click and
So
drag,
now check
it's
this out.
just
Yeah,
going to
this
take
is
the first one on the list.
yeah, this
But
is really
while you're
cool.
hovering over
This
the
is
menu,
actually
the mouse wheel
a PDF
changes which
document
one
that
is going to
that
be
you can
active.
format in any way you choose in a document editor like Google Docs.
So you have a
right?
tooltip that shows you 3
And
entities.
it can be
Mouse wheel
multi-page,
that would highlight
so
those.
we can cycle through the different
So
pages.
then you don't think that's
here
gonna
and
like piss you
there.
off if
Menu
you're
changes, which it does
trying to move
very
around the map and
frequently.
you're mouse
They
wheeling
can
on
upload,
on an entity
right,
and
a
it
different
stops
I think
PDF,
the
zooming
biggest
and I'm not sure
question
that this works
is
perfectly
reloading
right now,
time.
but let's try it. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
That,
spacebar
no,
just cycles
that's
through. Spacebar.
okay, check it out. So we got it. So now see, it's my resume. Right?
Also, like,
Well,
what's
that's
the
pretty
problem with
cool,
having
huh?
it be a reference?
So we save that and we get that.
How was your father's
And
name?
then we can revert back to
Good.
that.
I
5 to
played
1 TP.
Let's save that.
Not that I care.
So that's really cool.
Because
This is a pretty sweet maps
for the most
component.
part, full night of sleep.
Assuming
except for my
that you
info
already
clock.
know
You can pop it off and get directions in a new
so-
map thing.
Iterating
yeah,
is
yeah,
valid.
You can also like interact with the map
Really?
and shit.
It was,
But the CMS thing is
it
pretty
was
cool
on
as
the
well.
whole.
So like,
You know,
we
my
can
average
change
days
this
are.
to,
I still prefer a really great day.
I really like it too, yeah.
But as far as like a full family day, everyone was really well behaved. Everyone was really
And
sweet
now
and
that's
nice.
the
And I
persistent
got to
change,
do
right?
things that I really enjoyed. So I
The
can say
location change, for example.
And
We wanted to code
it
it differently.
sets everything.
Then we have this.
And so the idea would be that
With that contact, you need
at the start of the game, we
yeah.
would do something along the lines of iterate through the UI directory.
Yeah, I think that CO
Or-
settings.dat, like
Or
it doesn't,
each
It's getting corrupted.
frequently, yeah.
I
file
think it happens more often when you're flipping back and
or
forth between
we
the game and editor.
script
I don't know why.
last thing is
Um,
run each UI file.
Showing the cursor world position, if that's an easy one,
Yeah, it is.
it'll help us to debug
And the
things.
grid size too.
any cell phone that can get text
It'll help us
messages.
to debug things if you
And
can give me
it
that, because
will-
that makes it a lot easier if I'm like having to breakpoint in to find an entity to
Like as I
Visualizes
break on the net.
dialogue
So
and
we're gonna say
Yep.
we could always have a return.
You mean showing the ID?
Maybe that should
No. No, I'm the grid position, but the ID is awesome too. Speaking of which, this one's not in there, but in
no. That not in
drop downs where
See
we're
that text
where
that's
we've
been
got
Anything about
a
phone
bunch
call
of
off there?
strings where you're showing the value as well
Just
as
got
the
that
string.
text.
Yes.
Can
Yeah.
you not show both in an instance
And
of
I
the
could even,
string?
I could
I
very
think it's
easily
fine to
change
show
this
both
your
if it's
number
we're talking about a
right
float
here.
or an int or something like that. But it's kind of annoying with strings because it's usually just showing you
Doubles.
trashy strings.
Absolutely.
Like look at the dialogue drop down. It's
Yeah.
really kind of annoying.
Dude, they will. It's just a matter.
Also, I think it's appending a number onto the string in a way that I don't know if it's doing that for the
dialogue.
I don't know.
It is. Yeah, it is because you.
I think I asked for that only in a circumstance when it.
No, it's.
Right,
So when
that's
you
me
in
done.
the
I'm not waiting another hour
script
for
list,
fucking
whatever we
TV.
call those text files.
I will catch everybody tomorrow. I'll be
Those
back. I'll,
key value block
I'll either be
text
back
files that
before
we
5
have.
a.m.
And those that
or
means those
just
are
after.
anonymous blocks, or those
No.
are anonymous values. You're just saying equals something.
I will
so the
catch
one
everybody
in the
then.
bracket
So
is
thanks everybody
actually
for watching, chilling the bits.
Genau durch solche Levels läufst und überlegst, wann.
Much appreciated. Thank you everybody.
Yeah.
Now catch you
Beautiful
then. Bye.
salesman. Gather, like, what is,
Dialogue.
I don't know.
Wait, what?
you serious right now?
Like when I go to the dialogue drop down,
Wow.
Yeah.
the one on the right is the clean one. The one on the left is the one that I'd rather not show.
Something that could be nice.
That's right.
Got that
That's right.
chunky.
So the one that's not in the bracket is
How
the
feasible that
name, is the key
Yeah,
name.
the asset display
And the
name.
value is the one you're typing in, which is in the brackets.
Yeah, if there is I only want to show the one on the left if the one on the right is a null or empty string.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Right, that's right. Yep, we did it.
If we ever wanted to store the state, I suppose that could work. We could always like pass the script like a state.
I added it. It's in my it's at the top now.
Object, which is just a table, and then
right after
we could pull out whatever information we want from it.
Okay, now lighting.
We could even have a.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get into lighting, but I can't do it until editor support exists.
I can do that. I was,
make a note of
in a sense, I was holding off
could support
because I wasn't sure what our lighting was. It's not a problem to do it. It's just probably throwaway. Like the current lighting is kind of probably throwaway already.
Oh, okay.
But if that helps us get further, like in terms of.
What about its throwaway?
Well, I mean, the lighting, the way we're calculating lighting, I think might not be. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look very good.
Well, because I haven't put any effort into into it. I can get it looking good.
Lighting.
What do you mean?
The lighting, as in like the.
Are we talking about the top-down lighting, or are we
talking about both? I guess.
Yeah, the top-down lighting looks bad.
Right. But you can't accurately do lighting without having all of those in there.
If we wanted to do that,
so I kind of meant like.
We could maybe even like say.
I mean, I feel like it's
the lighting.
It's kind of a pretty decent approximation, I would imagine.
I mean, if you think it's kind of close, but it needs to be tweaked, like.
Yeah. I don't. The problem is I kind of don't know what.
Maybe the dialogue itself has those members that we could just
much
set.
better we can get it. You know what I would do in this circumstance is I would just iterate on it and discuss the tech.
So this is really
what
just
is
a
possible.
sole table.
If we can't get a much farther degree of bounce lighting, then we're probably going to be leaning more on some sort of ambient lighting entities, or not entities, but
we haven't actually done any bounce lighting.
Well, we kind of have. We've done the blur, right? It's not bounce lighting, but it's an approximation of bounce lighting, right? The shadowing, how we take the top-down shadowing and then we blur the crap out of it, which semi-approximates the idea of lighting bouncing in.
Yes, I guess it does. I still thought I wanted to do like an actual radiosity, like
that will do.
Light flow thing or something.
And that would be amazing, but that sounds like that would be pretty far off.
Yes, I mean I just have to commit my time to tackling that.
What did I like about?
But let's talk about like where we are and where we need to get to, like in terms of, if it's useful. I mean, let me see. It's probably a couple of days, I think, maybe, to pull over the lighting stuff into the editor.
Sorry, 1 sec. I forgot.
Well, yeah, and I'm not doing any. I'm not doing any lighting. What about drop shadows?
Okay, sorry. I missed what you just said.
I think that's what Rush.
That's okay. I just
I think that's what it's about, right?
I guess the question is, do we need to get the lighting we have in the engine right now into
One
the
thing
editor?
I kind of dislike
And if we
about
do,
it
then I
is
just
that
do it.
the logic
If we don't need it, or it's not that
somewhat
important, or whatever, and we do
kinda
the
sucks.
engine, we do like the game lighting. and get that to where we want it, and then put it in the editor.
All the data.
Yeah. That's probably the right approach.
Okay.
I guess it's like, you know, if you think of like a MVC,
Because there is sort of this sort of like knife's edge of like, do we want to start?
Dialogue is really.
I'm gonna increase.
You know, do we want to start trying to make things look better? And if
Right.
we
Yeah. That visual
then-
is definitely an issue, in part because I brought up the idea of the isometric.
Those might be useful.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely the model.
So,
I guess the model is typically going to be our.
we got to commit to it.
Sometimes it's our.
Yes,
UI.
but
Like it will have some
let's wrap up a few things first.
I don't need to have
I
a
suppose
microphone.
oftentimes it's more of the component at the back end.
Tremendously.
Too close to myself.
I don't think I'm ready for that conversation quite yet. I think I still need some more time.
Sorry, what
but
conversation?
I want to wear the
conversation
Borat
about
suit. I
committing
really
to
would love to wear it,
isometric
but
or
I
even
still
experimenting
don't
with isometric.
know
Definitely the view.
I think I need probably another
the view
couple of
is like
weeks
setting it up,
to
right?
keep working on the gameplay stuff and really sort of hammer out and maybe more time than that, because I think what we need to do is start having people play the game and get feedback and all that.
So the controller would be things like handle event or
rush.
So the decision tree is kind of like
That's
if,
the point. It is content.
if we don't get it to that point, then
That
we
is
would start
what it is
talking
about. Like,
no, also
Nice.
could be
fucking how
things
TV works.
like
No.
handling.
I mean, are we going to experiment with?
That's just more important to get
model.
that done first.
Okay.
And before we
Havde vi vores
like most of the reality shows in TV, they're all
So-
fucking scripted.
I mean, is experimenting with isometric a sure thing or not? So it sounds like it may not be a sure thing.
I haven't thought about it enough to say that it's a sure thing. I think I can't say that it's a sure thing. I know that it's gonna bloat our schedule. I don't know by how much. We have to. I think it's worth having take a half day to discuss and
moderator.
plan,
Who do we have on
figure out
moderators?
what would need to be done and how insane it would be.
Maybe we need to.
At some point.
Actually, I can take that.
But not right now, because there's still so much being worked out on the game design side of things. And I think that you're making the stuff that you're implementing is really genuinely helping.
Tell them I don't know what we have to do.
Jeg er 2 døre i.
Design stuff. So once we run out of that stuff and we get to the point
like
where it's
for the
like
show,
we really should be
but
working on
it's not
visuals now,
good
which is going to
for-
come soon,
for
that we
the
should have that conversation.
brand or
Okay.
personal, like basically
I
the
think that's
show
the
will get good views, obviously. Rush is the one who's gaining.
If I'm looking
And then,
at
if you're actually not
go
like
ahead,
that,
scope
it might hurt you in your own career as a streamer.
what comes next for you.
Stuff like that. So
What would call this
Um,
though?
yeah.
The setup function.
Is
Setup.
was virtually nothing in
Obviously.
our next defined milestone for you. It's
Well, it's
really
everything on the
Or
left
UI would call setup.
right.
that
So it
hasn't
do setup
actually been
attributes,
allocated.
update style, and then setup. Setup is where
But
we
I do
actually
think most of
define
that
the
stuff
rules.
ends
First,
up
what
actually
we
being
need to do is
well,
set up
networking is a
the
big one,
attributes and then update the
Um,
style.
Har vi 1, 2,
so we could
3,
just get it out of the way and get it up and running.
3, og sådan 4.
So that is important.
Well,
Sgu ikke
yeah,
lige umiddelbart,
that
og-
depends. There's going to be a
Sometimes that
big
we
chunk of your
into,
time
like,
Finally
the
takes
first
a
thing
couple
that you
commands.
have to
also
do
going to make your life worse in terms of iterating. Because there's probably going to be a lot more
Maybe we would
constraints.
like to
Alright.
do the
I'll have to-
setup.
I'll have
Now
to
there's a
keep
couple
You'll have to
less
do a lot
spams
more
in the chat.
consideration of what you're doing.
Sponsorship to send that.
Jeg er vild med det her. Der er ikke
Should probably
ingen tvivl om,
put
at jeg
that
er
off
vild med det
until
her.
we're really ready to.
Why you ask what you need?
Like, and, when you're happy with.
Yeah.
with stuff.
Something that might be interesting is to like
what's our?
There's
Well,
some
I
stuff
mean,
that
there's
we
a
can
bunch of
just
stuff. There's
straight up
part-
clean up, like settings and bindings is something you can straight up clean up without
It's an any map.
getting in the
So
way of anything.
I guess we will want to choose
Or audio,
be
you know.
a
Yes.
source table.
Well, there's
What do you mean?
visual
What do you mean?
effects particle systems save load. I mean all that
visual
stuff.
effects. The visual effects you would want to save because of the asymmetric thing, right? You don't want to do the visual effects until we make that decision.
Which kind of visual effects are you talking about?
I think so.
Well,
Just
everything except particles.
some bombs.
So what?
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Honestly, when you say visual effects, I think of
Is
screen space stuff and particles. I'm not sure
UI dialogue.
what else falls in
We
that category.
style sheet
I mean,
as
like
the base,
motion trails, I suppose.
or
would be
the
one.
like the core, and then we can.
There's a variety of ways to do motion blur, and I don't think it would be a good idea to
We might
commit
want
to
to
one until we
change
really know
this.
what our overall pipeline
Because
is.
like I found out
If we
for
want to do motion blur.
previous development is that I had one core.
Let's start planning. I could plan a little bit on my.
Every dialogue.
You know,
I
there's,
want
there's
to, like,
little
change
things like
the UI a little
getting
bit. I
decals
never
to wrap
had
to
like
the 3D
multiple
space.
cores, so that was kind
Should
of
that
like
be necessary?
silly. So we have like one base
My room.
style
Yes.
sheet.
I mean, if right.
Which is
That's
like,
an
hey, these
isometric
are all the
kind of
defaults.
thing.
This
Right
is
now
how
we
we
don't care because it's
typically
easy
want
to
our
fake
UI to
that.
look. And then, oh, hey, this needs a little
well,
bit
and then
more special
so
stuff. Like, you know, maybe
really
we want
isometric would turn almost
all of the
everything on its
labels
head.
to be
think.
slightly.
I don't know if I'd say that, but what do you mean by that?
Typically not. Sometimes. And so what's really
Lighting
nice
gets
is that
thrown
we
out
would
the
have a
door,
style
right?
sheet and
Well, lighting,
And lighting and visibility.
yeah.
I don't think it touches gameplay too much.
So we can merge.
No, but it does. Doesn't it touch like our data, like for world data? And I mean, we wouldn't be doing a tile-based
What if
anything.
we just had like
really.
a style sheet dot merge?
I kind of still want to.
And we supported
I would still
styles
do it as
is just
essentially voxel-based.
addiction.
This is
I
the
mean, a
ones
map, so
basically.
we
I
could
have
just
a
do this,
Eller
right?
egentlig må have
bigger
slukket
background
for
than
lidt,
this
lidt
now,
blæst
right
og
now.
lidt larm og
I mean, we
så
don't
lidt
have
larm
to
og
merge.
lidt
We could just
Anyways,
update
yeah,
or whatever.
last time we got into this conversation, I regretted how deep we got into it because we spent half a day.
And so
talking
this
about
would
it
be
and
our
then
style
decided to
sheet
put it
already.
off.
So then
So
we
let's
could
not-
set it up,
let's
do
not
whatever
get
we
into
want
it
with
further.
it, which could look something like
I promise you, we will get deep into this question,
where we would
and I think relatively soon because we're
be valid.
how much there is
stuff like
to
this.
it. But let's not do that now.
Side or whatever. And then that way we'd be able to merge that into the core UI. So like
Particularly because
we
the
need
momentum
some
we've got with
script to
everything
be able
else
to
is
run
so
that
high right now. Let's not
initializes the style
enough
sheet.
of that.
Another
Speaking of which,
possibility
I'm gonna be putting out we're gonna be getting a detail patch out this week.
is that I make the style sheet
It's the smaller one.
And also, speaking of which, I have another meeting now. Damn it. Okay.
That's okay.
I got my meetings piling up. Okay. I should probably go. I think we have everything we need, right?
They don't have it.
Yes,
Oh, here
we
go.
do. Yeah.
No.
I'll just keep. I got lots to do, so keep
So
working on
instead of doing
all that
this,
stuff for now.
I guess I
All
could
right.
keep
Bye,
more
Jeff.
Okay,
of the
bye.
system I currently have, and then what we would do is we would run through all of our what we're doing here, or planning to do with our .ui files.
Yeah, for those of you that just tuned in or don't know, Andy is the.
Yeah, I have this table. Actually, what I have is 500 euros.
Style file. I don't know what we want to
And
call
him
it.
and I have a meeting every morning to touch
Some
base.
file that would contain our style sheet, and we would
Oh
execute
yeah.
all of those, load them up. We could even watch for those, so if we
Yeah,
change
that counter
the
doesn't
style
run if
files,
Andy's not
it would
streaming.
automatically load.
I'm gonna take a
And sometimes it could, like
1 minute break here.
dialogue
I'm gonna get some coffee, use the bathroom. We're gonna keep working on
Yeah, it's a
this
bomb,
grid and
the
some
one
other
I'm traveling with.
editor stuff, so don't go anywhere. Turn the user back on.
Yeah. So then it would pretty much do this.
Could it work
inside of those
to have
files.
one big
One
round
thing I like
table?
about that is then it kind of separates the style sheet from the
No, Yeah, Beckhunt is really good. I'm probably getting Beckhunt.
Jeg ved, om vi kan lave skrå ceilings. Kan vi det?
Yeah. I think I like that.
Ja.
Hey guys, I need to go AFK for a few minutes. Probably like 5 to 10 minutes. Or close to 10. Sorry for the extended AFK. But I do want to try to get some more work in today.
Tällainen.
Try to be back as soon as
Bare den
possible.
store drag, den skulle lidt dumt flyve.
Do I have room for that? I have 16 square meters. 16 square meters in the room. So yeah.
Mulle, Fiiberille, sulle ja... Joku palvelija, orja.
Recursion Dev, it's me, Joe. I'm the other programmer on the project. I do all of the like low-level coding, and I support Andy's efforts. Andy's mainly does the game programming, although I mean Andy's a serious. I mean he can do some pretty serious programming too. So. All of the other Pocket Watch games are 100% him, like Tooth and Tail and stuff. So, my skills are really in engine development and stuff. I can do game coding too. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to do that later in the project once we've got the foundation of everything set up. So we were in the middle of making the grid not suck, or suck less, or I don't think it really sucked. That's maybe a strong language. Okay, so I'm gonna change this a little bit to. Okay, so we don't need to be doing this every. Okay, so there's a couple of things I see wrong with this. I don't need to be flushing this draw state every time I do this. Where am I calling this from? I don't understand. I thought I just saw where I was doing this. No. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna, so based on some of that feedback, I'm gonna just get rid of these colors. I just don't care. We're not gonna have this take 2 grid sizes. Really, actually, we should just kind of undo this, except I do like this grid scale check, or this grid size check. And the reason I like that is because that drops grids, that drops out lines if we zoom out really far and we don't end up with like a solid white or some solid color because the grid markers are so close together at those extreme scales. So I like that check. So I'm gonna refactor this though. And I think I'm gonna refactor it into this. So I'm gonna move this check into here. I say that in sort of a question. So the step.
Ai, Jesus, que é isso? Ai.
The step is too large. We're just done.
Ai, Jesus.
I'm sorry. It's the other way around. It's smaller than that. So this is the pixel size. I'm sorry. This is the world space size of a single pixel on the screen. And it's kind of pseudo. It's not actually it's basically the smallest pixel. So if you thinner or wider horizontally or vertical, it picks the smallest pixel. And if our step is less than that value, then we're just not going to draw that level.
Big window here.
I'm going to move this out. That's gone. All of this is going to be moved
I have more
over
than
here.
I got a lot more room than this. Though. So fucking, it's so hard to like put it on the picture. I have a lot more room than this.
Do I not pull IMDD out? I don't. Okay, so the only thing I have to do here is set the color.
Yeah, it's hard to get the measurements
before
right.
I get into here. Yes, make X suck less is what all programmers do. That's the whole game process. Hi, Great Bullet IDE. How you doing? Cool, I'm pretty decent in C++ low level stuff. Cool. Well, you should enjoy my streams because I get into that stuff a lot.
Niin, se olisi helpompi hahmottaa jo. Yeah, I need to basically watch it from the place itself. How it looks. Let's see.
Vi bare have en mere op. Så er vi der.
Alright, so I'm always going to draw this grid size. So, so I don't know what I want this to be. Because basically Andy said, you know, if he doesn't want, it is pointless for him, he says, basically, if it's 1, then 1 is all I need. I don't need anything higher than that.
Alright, see you later, Sova.
So we'll go ahead and we'll draw the grid size at a higher, like a 1 higher. So if he sets the grid size to be half, he still gets ticks on every tile boundary. We'll change the color slightly. I wonder if we should make the main ticks be. See, the problem is we want the main grid size ticks to be slightly less obtrusive because there's more of them. I don't know if that's enough of a difference here. And then I'll go ahead and maybe do every chunk. So if you go bigger than, you know, if you've got a grid size of like 4, you're not going to get anything except for 16 here. And we won't draw 16 2 times. And then this will be even more obvious. I don't want it so white though. Maybe blue, maybe bluish. That's reddish though. Okay, let's see what kind of, let's see what this looks like. And then we can tweak these colors.
Mulla joka kulmassa. Pistorasia.
so that is my. So you see how I dropped colors out, or I dropped some of those really high grid lines out. That's what that.
So we're looking
that
at
plant was supposed to do.
this.
So I even feel like this.
I think I do like the idea of
Almost
style sheets.
annoyingly busy. It's not bad. So these you can see are every chunk. And we have, so you can tell we've got a really big area on the screen here. Okay. So if I zoom in, so this is a tile boundary. If I, so what level am I drawing here? It's really not helpful. Okay, I see. So this is like a quarter. Okay, and then this is where we need to start getting into.
We want with it, and
like
then
making
we have
this
a UI
something
file.
less. So at this level,
first, like,
we
load
should
up
have like
the
a
sheet.
nice
Pick up your water and there's my
looking
phone.
grid, but we don't. What happens when I zoom out? Okay, so right away I just drop everything.
And then we could run our dialogue afterwards.
So this grid size is like super tiny.
Like that. That sounds good.
Det er tæt på, jeg var strøget over kanten.
So we're gonna have to make this have a lot more logic to it, I think. So it looks good.
Like, how
I
would
almost feel like I should always show the tiles. I don't know.
The one thing
I mean, he's probably never gonna actually use
maybe
the
we
snap
could,
that size.
we could just say like core, main, style.
So it looks okay here. Here it kind of looks okay. This is crap.
Base style. I don't know. Something like that. Probably any of those would work.
Come on, Vito!
So I kind of know what I want to do here. What I want to do.
Then
happening. I'm fucking
we want to be able to have this
fucking
dialogue.
I'm gonna start with.
Style like a handle event.
Okay, I can either start in one of two ways. I can start with the smallest grid line and figure out what the color for that should be, and then work backwards, which is what the old algorithm was doing.
Looking at how could we do that? That would
So that might naturally give us a progression.
We would just set it right here, right? So that would probably happen later. Here's where we would want to set things up.
God, look at that. It's terrible. I can't even see my.
So we would have
my.
stuff like dialogue, associate.
Am I missing my? Yeah, I lost my cursor. Where's my cursor?
Associate.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Section.
I just don't have any tiles on view.
I almost want to chill, but still I don't want to chill. You know what I mean?
All right, let's fix this. This is still no good. So we're gonna end up back where what I was doing before with this other grid.
You know what I mean? Like this is what I need. I need something.
Maybe we should go back up to that point. Actually, let's go back up to that point.
Men jeg tror faktisk, jeg vil til at holde
I'm not losing my shit for not doing anything.
And maybe we'll just lamp what we were doing before,
det vil være godt
so we don't draw those excessive
godt færdigt.
those excessive grid scales.
Men jeg synes, vi har fået lavet meget.
That's right. I think I made it so that if it takes 2, then that is the horizontal and vertical.
Let's revert that one too.
Then it's like top, left, bottom.
Okay, so the old grid was doing this. Let's just do this and say,
like this, and then.
So if the grid is greater than 1, let's just we're done.
Associate.
Okay, so he didn't want grid ticks higher than that.
No, it's not a fucking marble streams.
Vi sender hen, guys. Fed en hashtag Vikings. Derop.
Why does he look like he got eyeliner in the bottom of his eyes? What do you mean?
Etc.
And that might just solve it. It might just be good enough. Nico, Nikito97 asks, can I ask what IMB? Oh, hey, look at that. Yes, I know what's going on here now. I got a corrupt settings file. I know what's going on with that. That happens when I hit stop at the wrong time. I wonder how I should solve that. Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Anyway, so we would do something
It's
along
just an acronym. VP. I don't know what line was I talking about. And no, this is not released with debug. If that's a CMake thing, and we don't use CMake. No, that's
so it'd be kind
VP
of like
is viewport.
taking all of these different functions and putting them into here. We have what it did is we would have a group of sections, and then we would.
I gotta go delete that file because that's gonna screw everything up. I don't like that is so easily corruptible. I need to know. That's not an easy way to solve that either. It's like if you just hit stop while I'm writing out to that file, it's gonna suck.
Olis kallista, mutta lompakko sallis ja vuokraan joku toimisto. No kyllähän se lompakko sallis.
Alright.
Mutta
so it's blue.
Mun mielestä mä vaan tuhlaisin aikaa, kun pitäis mennä sinne. Mä tuhlaan rahaa siinä kanssa. Mun mielestä se on niinku rahatuhlaus.
So we need to tweak this a little bit. So we're doing
like, what if we had, instead of dialogue.associate section.new, we had it add.
Okay, so this is like
lash line
1/2, quarter,
yeah,
8,
I have
16.
nice eyes.
That would mean that it would automatically add it, and we could even have it so that whenever this
The finer the lines, the more subtle it should be, I think.
So it'd be something.
It should not trend towards
pseudocode would
white,
be,
which is kind of what it's doing.
I guess we have it up here. Iterate through the UI directory, run each UI file as a Lua script. Maybe we would first say run each.
This, of course, is completely not used for alpha anymore.
For each UI file, execute.
I don't mind the bluish part of this.
And run the UI file as a Lua script. Initialize, yeah. So then it returns the dialogue.
So this starts, I don't know. I don't really know how to seed this to be, like, kind of at the right base. I'm just gonna have to screw with numbers until it looks, like, not terrible. So that just doesn't work at all. Why? I mean, it's a little bit more subtle. Actually, it probably shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so dark.
Update style setup.
And we might want to be using levels of gray. And I left one of those multiplies in there.
We need to know the style sheet when we're adding everything.
See any difference though?
Thinking how we can do that. So the tricky thing about this is that means that maybe what we need to do is actually pass in the dialogue that's already created.
So this never gets out. Okay.
The problem is that
So we're only drawing. This is also a problem. We're only drawing up to a quarter.
We might want the view or a HUD.
Which I suppose is alright, because we're drawing at such a small... So I think I need to just get this part looking good. So it's definitely too strong.
Do something like that where we... Yeah, that's the tricky part, is that we need to set up the... First... Here, I'll sketch it out here.
Ooh. Did I do something that's hard for you, Visual Studio?
Before we run the... So for each style file, we need to load the styling. And then we need to set up the style sheet.
It's just so gray.
This means we need a dialogue. And then we need to apply the
Can I do this? Are you going to complain that
really
I have unreachable code here?
And then update style.
Yes, you are.
Update styling for dialogue. Run it.
Okay, so
lastly,
thanks for the follows.
Unless I'm 100% sure.
So I'm going to get rid of this loop here first.